Welcome everyone to the Samena Knowledge Cafe, session number 13. Today is a very special day as we would have two special guests and a wonderful moderator. We would go with a very quick round of introduction. Kindly write your name, your country, where are you joining from, and your job that you're doing into the chat. So please introduce yourself into the chat so as we can save some time before we go into the presentation. And today I would like to introduce our wonderful moderator. She is Professor Sumaira Ahsan. Professor Sumaira Ahsan is a professor at the Institute of Educational Research at the Dhaka University in Bangladesh. And she is the national coordinator for the KIX EMAP Hub in Bangladesh. She was the one who recommended the two presentations from KIX Research. She is very active with KIX Research and conferences, and she has communicated with the two KIX Research to mobilize presenters for today. And now I would hand over to our moderator, Professor Sumaira. The floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, dear Rasha. So my name is Sumaira Ahsan. I'm working as a professor at Institute of Education and Research, University of Dhaka, as Rasha already introduced me. And I am very glad to work with Rasha and all the beautiful people of KIX here in Bangladesh as the national coordinator of EMAP Hub in Bangladesh. So today, first of all, as Rasha requested, you can introduce yourself in the chat box. And meanwhile, I will be introducing you with two great presenters. Actually, KIX is supporting a lot of research in Bangladesh from the very beginning. We actually had, last time, we had like 8 KIX research running at the same time. Now, today, we will have the presentation from 2 running KIX research projects in Bangladesh. One is mainly on gender and inclusion, and another one is promoting preschool. And this is also related to disability sensitization. So KIX is actually supporting a lot of projects in Bangladesh, and many of them are related to inclusion, gender, and equity, which is a very burning issue in Bangladesh, because in Bangladesh, we have made a lot of progress in terms of numbers, especially more girls are now going to schools, more children with disabilities are getting into school, but still there are a lot to work on. Other milestones we are lagging behind. So let's just go and start with the presentation. So first I will invite, so who will start first? Najmul Bhai or?
Yes.
Najmul Bhai, okay.
I have no problem.
Okay, so assessing gender equality and social inclusion in education, a study on children's well-being in Cox's Bazar. So I will ask Mr. Najmul Hussain. He will present on this wonderful project. But what I would say is that we will just enjoy the presentation now, and if we have any questions, we can write in our chat box. Ask the questions. Thank you. The floor is yours, Najmul Bhai. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sohara ma'am. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm from Bangladesh and research associate at RDRS Bangladesh, and working under the Promoting Gender Equality and Social Inclusion project in Cox's Bazar. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share insights from our recent situational analysis. And I am sharing my screen presentation. Okay, this is my title is Assessing Gender Equality and Social Inclusion in Education, a study on children well-being and in Cox's Bazar. And let me begin my briefly introducing RDRS Bangladesh. So my screen is not rotated here. My slide is not fast.
The slide is not moving.
Not moving. Yes, exactly. So, try again. It's me, right? Okay, let me begin by briefly introducing RDRS Bangladesh. It started a journey supporting refugees during the 1970 Liberation War. Over time, it's evolved into a localized independent organization in 1997. Today, it works across the sectors, including education, health, women's empowerment, social development, and our gender equality and social inclusion. And this is our profile, organizational outreach, and our organization works in 32 districts and reaches over 1.5 million direct participants. 71% of whom are women. Our work is located in community-based structures, including the federations and microfinance outreach, with a strong emphasis in our inclusion and participation. Most of the direct participants of our organizations are female, and it is also the sign of our Bangladesh.
Sorry for interruption, Hussein. I would be sharing on your behalf because of the quality of transfer of the slides. So as yeah.
Is my screen share with my presentation?
Yes, I'll screen
Dr.
share on
Rasha
your
will
behalf.
share.
Yes, and then
Okay.
you just tell me next slide whenever you want next slide.
Now
Is it
it's visible.
coming through?
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, please go ahead.
Maybe it's the background on the right selection. Okay. Next. Next. Okay, thank you so much. The main goal of our objectives is to strengthen the education systems of Bangladesh, Bhutan, and Nepal in teaching the gender equality and social inclusion. In Cox's Bazar, our focus is on embedding these values in school environments which face significant socio cultural and economic challenges. The setting values to contribute to our students. And next, please. Okay, schools are do more and then provide the academic learning. And they shape how children understand relationships, equality, and the holistic development of children, and not only the academic instruction, but also the shaping values. And so the vital point of our schools, and we are choosing the schools and students, and the relationships and attitude toward the inclusion and equality. And our study emphasizes that schools must support the students' holistic development like as the physically, mentally, and emotionally and socially. By focusing the key points like the integrating gender equality and social inclusion in Cox's Bazar, the school environments, and in our the key challenges is the socio cultural norms, economic barriers, and gaps in mental health and gender sensitivity in curriculum. We use the framework like the capability approach, which mentioned as the 21 well-being indicators, and which represented the same and Nussbaum. And our contribution aligns well-being indicators with the curriculum and supporting an SDG 4 and SDG 5 over the recommendation for inclusive education. Please next. Okay, we applied the capabilities approach as I mentioned. And there are lots of capabilities. It's 21 capability approach. Here is the only for 5 capability like the physical health, social relationships, spiritual well-being, personal autonomy, mental well-being. This the comprehensive well-being of our students, and it's focused many aspects like maintaining the bodily health and fitness for physical health. And personal autonomy that involves the ability to make the independent choices of the students. And social relations that highlights the importance of the positive social interactions, and mental well-being emphasizes the emotional and physical health, and centers of the finding meanings and purpose in life, like the spiritual well-being. We are conducting 21 indicators of capability approach, and like I am, for instances, I am present in 5. For example, it's such as important parts of our study. And the inclusive educational framework, like as the holistic development, promotes the development of students, the physical and mental, emotional, well-being and the student needs, the address diverse needs of students, ensure the comprehensive support. Every students have needs that we are identify the needs of our students, and we are focus the student values incorporates like the student values to foster the sense of belonging and purpose. And equitable development ensures equal opportunities to offer all students to achieve their full potential, like the disability students and another the gender equality sensitized students. And this is the next. Okay, we are segregated with the five key objective of our of this study. In this section, we follow the five stages processes, like the first of all, the identify the indicators. Identify indicators, the well-being indicators, establish the key metrics of our children's well-being using the capability approach, and then we understanding the perception for student views of the experience of well-being, and thirdly, we are assessing the curriculum alignment of our indicators, evaluate the how well the curriculum supports us well-being in the indicators. And fourthly, I examine the understanding and the connection between the student understanding and with the curriculum of our Bangladeshi context. And finally, we we prioritize the indicators to determine the most valued aspects of our well-being and school life. And this gives us a full picture of what children used need and versus what is provided for curriculum and understanding of our children. And the next, and this is the methodology section. We use the Yes, yes. And this is the methodology sections, and we use the purposes sampling and to ensure diversity and relevance. A total of 32 focus group discussion are conducted across five upazilas in Coxbazar, Jaukia, Tekna, Brahmo, Moheshkali, and Coxbazar. And we engaged 80 schools and 116 students, and equal number of boys and girls for each class. And there are 16 teachers from school, 8 schools in Coxbazar in different on our every schools we are conducted with a male and female for perceptions accurate for our next research. Okay, let's talk about our findings of our students' perception. First of all, we question our students, and students understand the following activities of their well-being. There are the capability list of 21, like the respect, aspiration, lab and care, life and physical health, education, and nutritional well-being, spirituality, and so on. And we asked the questions: Do you understand and the following activities for their well-being? And they response, and we as focus group discussion. And then this is the result of the cumulative ranking, like they respond as a the respect, aspiration, love and care is the most understandable of our context, and the less understandable context is religion, identity, understanding, interpret, mental well-being, and gender equality and social inclusion. And right, the capability list the comparison by gender, you say that the respect, participation, aspiration, and love and care. And there are the spirituality, like the girls are most talk about the spirituality and they understand about that. And when I see the aspiration regarding the boys, that is the aspiration of our boys is higher than the girls. And please next. Okay, this section students explore the activities regarding the curriculum in their grades curriculum, and they have faced and they read their curriculum in capability like their 21 capabilities, and they answer these questions. I will ask the questions. Please put down the your activities in your grade or not, and they answered and they responded like the respect, nutrition, well-being, education, spirituality, religion, and identity. These are the included in our Bangladeshi context curriculum, but and the student are not reading about that the understand and interpret bodily integrity, mobility, personality, aspiration, imagine and think. This is also very important to a children aspiration or in children's well-being, but our curriculum is not reach to hinder some about our children's. And this is the right in my right side, the top probability list comparison by gender. As we see, the respect and nutritional well-being as the same of the girls and the boys, and the leisure activities as the far between the boys and girls. Maybe the girls are comparison that this important, and it's my curriculum, and the tiny to mini and is in the same in our result section. And next, in these sections, and the importance of the capability list, right? And these findings of we are questions, and the students, please give your importance towards the capability. And what do you think what is the best importance? And there are ranked with 1 to 10, and they answered and questions, and it is the cumulative ranking. And as we see, the religion and identity, educations, nutrition, well-being, respect, spirituality as the most important, rather than the leisure activities, freedom from economic and mental well-being and participation. But in boys and girls, there are the difference between their perception of two important of our 21 indicators, like religion and identity as the same comparison, and education as the boys are needs to pay more education, whereas girls are not importance like that. And love and care, girls are seeking love and care more than the boys. And the time autonomy is the girls are like to importance give more importance than the boys ranking. And shelter environment is like the shelter environment and for boys and girls, when the boys are most important lead than rather than the girls. It is the activities which has the importance to advance social inclusion and gender equality in the classroom. Next. Okay, this is the section with the teachers. As I said earlier, there are 16 teachers of two schools of 8 schools of two teachers who are conducting the framework like the same. As we asked what is the importance of promoting gender equality and social inclusion, how the prioritize the activities. And also we have asked the questions about the what our children understand about the capabilities list. And we also asked the questions in the curriculum, what are the what is it our curriculums is present of these kinds of activities. This is of a capability approach in our curriculum. And they prioritize the teacher's perception, and they prioritize activities of promoting gender equality and social inclusion in English in schools. There is the most important things of to prioritize the activities of promoting gender equality, social inclusion, like that the gender equality, social inclusion curriculum, respect, love and care, spirituality, education, children, environment, religion. As you said, the points of 160 and 155 is gender equality and social inclusion in curriculum. And the list is here. Please next. Okay, this is the word clause. There's a boys and girls are arts, as we examples of gender equality and social inclusion in schools. And we art for open ways, and what are important for the schools to equity and place, like the visual highlighted aspiration of students, and the boys and girls. And we asked the students to express their ideas of well-being and the school life through art. This word clouds represent the recurring themes. And girls emphasized the safety and care. Boys focused on girls and independence. Boys focused, sorry, the go on goals and independence. This is subtle differences highlight the need for a gender sensitive approach. And we focus that the school building order. And it is the teacher's art. The teachers visualize the highlight the aspiration, like the equity and space, and but also showed the structural challenges, such as the lack of infrastructure of student stress. Research gives us insight into what the value and struggle with. There are the school building and the floor garden and TV, playground, classroom, washroom, library. It is not affairs of our school's context. It's not. It's very important for teachers. And then the mapping through their arts, and they are visualized, they highlight their, and we are struggle with. And they say that we are struggle with this of component is very essential for our country. Please next. Okay, these parts of mapping of educational stakeholders, as you know, that's where it is a comprehensive analysis, so that our stakeholders' involvement is so less important, and it is the mapping of educational stakeholders by institution, place, and some which is the teachers' perspectives, and the institution or place. There are some things initiators of doing this such kind of research and such kinds of promoting gender equality, science, social inclusion is very important. And though it is a initiative by the primary schools, secondary schools, community schools, as you know, the Upazila office, ward office, the public gatherings, administrative office, the non-government organization mobs, and student clubs, union FA office. We're working with such kinds of initiators in my our next phase and next year, and we are conducting together with our education stakeholders. The right side is the enablers. Which are the enablers of our project to go through our conduct the basics idea, and go through the completion of our project. And this is such kinds of enablers are very important, like as child clubs, school committee, Upazila office, district level administration, local neighborhood, public spaces, government offices, and so on. That's the most importance of our enablers. And next. Okay, this is the institution of place, which is the very competitor of to doing sometimes of some such kinds of working in our schools environment, and this and in gender discrimination, economic challenges, poverty. There is the lots of poverty of the Coxbazar, the rural area, and these schools, and lack of awareness also. There is the Coxbazar context. Many people are so much. Less about the poverty, and they are most about the daily labor, and in this case they are working with children to help contribute our contribute our their families, and the beneficiaries for this mapping, and like the community framework, social institution, national governance, government structure, educational institution, learning institution, community development are so much beneficial if we complete our project. And the next uh, previous one. Previous before the slide, before slide.
I think, yeah.
Before it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Teachers' perspectives on mapping educational skills by people matters. Who's people of our very important of our stakeholders, then the school teachers and headmasters, education officers, social workers, parents, government officials, supervisor executive officer, police officers, union members. This is the reflection of our teachers. The initiators of the people are very important stakeholder of this project, and where when we are promoting gender equality and social inclusion, these kinds of initiatives is very important for us to do this, some kind of comprehensive research. And there is the enablers in my right side, and there's the assistant teachers, the teachers officers, education officers, public representatives, and educated persons, and you know, NGO representative, freedom fighters, child club members, parents, and education officers, and elected. Sorry for the noise. Sorry for the noise. Sorry for the interruption. And the teachers' perspectives on mapping educational structure by people matrix. What is the competitors? And I asked the teachers, and they are faced this problems with competitors like the illiterate people, and the minimally educated persons, and uneducated parents, and religious practitioners and local influential figures. And in Cox's Bazar context, they are the religious practitioners of most of our madrasas and the Dakhil madrasas, along with most children are like to do their parents are like to do through their these kinds of education and the local influential figure. In this Cox's Bazar context, the peoples are not educated so much. That it is the very impact for our children. And they are the beneficiaries of the people matters. Then women in society is a very main beneficiary of these kinds of project, and students, parents, teachers, and the schools of holders, the local population, community residents. This is the people matrix by doing the teachers perspective for our mapping educational stakeholders. Next. Okay, here is the some recommendations for analysis. And this is the safe school environment. The ensuring schools are safe spaces from harassment. As we see, ask our questions and in this research, there are many has harassment is here right now in the global this year. Right now, this is the harassment of some girls are facing these kinds of harassment in our environment in Cox's Bazar. And the curriculum integration, incorporating gender sensitive content into the curriculum. There are as we discussed earlier, the context and the what is the curriculum in and you are reading this your book of children or you asked, and then most of the students are the capability approach are not having our curriculum, and the NGO partnership and partnering with the NGOs to share the best practices and the teachers training. It is the most important part of this our context, and if we teachers training this properly with the inclusive teaching practices and the gender equality like that, and this is the maybe the good recommendation for in this context and for doing the best research. And the policy collaboration, collaborating with the authorities to establish the supportive policies for promoting gender equality and social inclusion, and the parental engagement. We have to meeting in schools to every month or every week, every month or 2 months later. It is very important to engaging parents and to ensure the promoting gender equality and social inclusion, and their what kinds of these kinds of things were published and engaging with the students and doing, and we are when we seek the parental engagement for because of the every children are have to education, and it is a very important thing, and then it will be solved maybe. Next.
We need to finish quickly, Nazrul bhai. Maybe 1 minute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 minute. Okay, no problem. It is the last slide. Thank you so much. And this is the conclusion of we have focused the gender equality, social inclusion in Cox's Bazar schools, and there is the instance, and with we there are the few glimpses, and but the experience is school differently. The girls prioritize the emotional safety and relationships, while boys focus more on autonomy. Our findings call for a children-centered, gender-sensitive curriculum backed by training and systematic support. And as you know, that inclusive curriculum and stakeholder training is very important, as I mentioned earlier. The impact, the promotes holistic well-being and equitable education for all. It is impact of our research. And thank you so much. And this is here is a please next. Here is a few glimpses from our field visits and focus group discussions. The children and teachers shared openly with us, and we thank them for their voices. And thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to present our work. And I welcome your questions, feedback, and reflections. Together, we can continue promoting inclusive, equitable education for every children. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a really great presentation because we have now we know a lot about how, especially how boys and girls see in social inclusion and how they prioritize different abilities related to social inclusion is really interesting. And we actually really need to know this status before we go for any intervention actually. So usually we directly jump into an intervention without knowing actually how they perceive these things, even if we want to change the perception. So thank you very much, Mohammad Najmul Hussain, research associate working at IDRS. They are putting a lot of effort and energy in this research. And maybe, is it I mean, how many years like it's left?
It's only 1 year left in July.
Okay, maybe we will hear from you later also. So
Thank you.
maybe we can go to, let's see whether there is any, there is a question from Sadia Shiraj. I want to ask that in recommendation, everything is used is same since long. So my question is there a need to bring change in starting point to get better results? This is her question.
And thank you so much. And the Sadia Siras, and it's important questions for recommendation is going since us. And it is as you know, this is the action research project, and so there are a need to bring sense in starting point to get better results, because it is action research project. When I problem faced, and then our education facilitator, and we also like presently in every schools we at present, we are conducting the school club formation by doing these kinds of problems and students, and we are when we are facing these problems and such kind of research, and we are conducting by the club with every schools, and in 21 capability approach, where every aspects of challenge and every aspects of sense we are doing there, and with our headmaster, teachers, and the club formation as like as the whereas the chairperson and the club members are we are discussing about our problem, and how to change these kinds of problem and get better results.
Thank you so much. So maybe if there is any question from any other right now, then we can take the question.
Nasreen?
Otherwise,
Nasreen
we can.
raising her hand.
Nasreen?
Is raising her. Yeah.
Nasreen, please go ahead. Hello, Nasreen.
Hello, Pa. I hope you all are fine. And it is no
Yes.
doubt great research. And Nazmul Hussain Bhai, you did a really great presentation. So I have a specific question. As nowadays we are talking a lot about artificial intelligence, and in research, in education system, it is very important. So as you talked about the comprehensive well-being for students, so I have a question on this, that how can AI-driven tools be ethically and effectively integrate into school system to support the comprehensive well-being of students, especially if we say in areas like mental health, personalized learning, or early identification of emotional or social challenges. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. This is the Bangladeshi context, as you know, the Cox's Bazar, and the population of here is not so educated as earlier. And the artificial intelligence is very important things of our present issues and every aspects of our promoting gender equality, social inclusion. As you mentioned, the mental well-being and other things. And mental well-being and other things, we are in artificial intelligence, and we are also trying to best uses of our artificial intelligence in school level, and your questions is very relevant for this kinds of situation, and we are trying to do some things with artificial intelligence, and for our students in 80 schools in Cox's, and the best use of artificial intelligence for their children, and with our club formation and headmaster and another stakeholders as well as. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I cannot see any other question, or anyone. If you have any question, please raise your hand, or even later after another presentation, you can also ask questions about this presentation also. So there is one question I can see, and that is from Mr. Awal from ICT-DRB, I think. Let's take that, and after that, we will go to the next presentation. Did you also explore who the more powerful and influential stakeholders are. Those who can help drive process towards your project goals. Additionally, did you identify any stakeholders in positions that might hinder progress or present challenges?
Thank you. Thank you so much, our brother, our bhai. And the questions is maybe the explore who the most powerful influential stakeholder. There are the 16 teachers we have asked these kinds of questions, and when we asked the teachers, they are most probably the most powerful. They are, and the frequency of that, and there's which is the SMC, like the school committee members and the family, maybe the family members of our every schools, the parents are involved, and the community people, and the community people of our Cox's context is the most important stakeholders. I am not presenting the frequency of the most important stakeholders as by teacher saying as the frequency right now, but after that the moral discussion, and I will present it. I am also analyzed that these kinds of the as a for instances, as I call the SMC family community people are the most powerful stakeholders and educational officers, Upazila officers. And when we are find some kinds of problem, then I talked with our educational primary education officers and the education district education officers, and then they solve their problems, and they go through their schools, and they are help us. It is the very important. And there are the most competitor, as I know that I also mentioned in my recent slide, as here is the religious prejudices of the Cox's context, and there are most of likely they are going to the Dakil Madrasa or Madrasa educations, and some things like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So maybe now we can move to the next presentation. So our next presentation is on promoting preschool enrollment through disability sensitization campaigns, insights from rural Bangladesh. This presentation will be conducted by Utpal Mollik, research investigator, Enrich Education Project, ICDDRB. So he will be presenting on this wonderful project of GPE KIX, and also to let you know that in Bangladesh now in the all primary schools we have 1 year of preschool for all the children, and also we are trying to have scaling up the pilot project of 2 years of preschooling. But obviously the students with disability, ethnic minority, and other students from different backgrounds, they are lagging behind. So I think this presentation can shed light on these important issues. Thank you very much. Mr. Utpal Mollik, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Samera. Thank you for the opportunity. I know we are running out of time, but I'll be trying to be precise. So those who do not know where Bangladesh is, we are...
Can you put it in full screen mode, please, the presentation?
It is in full screen?
No, we can see the sidebar, and so I think you need to reshare with the full screen on.
So you can see now?
It's coming, but still it's not in the full screen mode. Maybe in the yeah.
Don't stop share. Make in full screen and then share again the full screen.
Okay.
From the green share, choose the full screen.
I have already.
Do you want me to share it?
Yes, you can, please.
Sure, of course.
Save time.
Yeah. Okay. And then share.
So you can give it to
please
full
go
screen
ahead.
now. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for the
And before
interruption.
Iqbal starts, please don't forget to have your drink, coffee, because it's an afternoon tea. So keep hydrated because it's getting warm. So don't forget, I mean, here is my drink, and then you can also have your own drink. Please go
No,
ahead.
I was
I want them
listening.
to be in a
So
great mood while listening to you.
sure, no worries. I was listening, Mr. Nazmul, so passionately having my coffee side by side. So yes, we are presenting it from ICDDRB. This is an international research center. So I acknowledge my team members, Muhammad Abdullah Al Mia, Rohan Meka Sarkar, and Monira Akhtar. So uh, we have tried to capture some initial findings from our small research. We will be only trying to tell you small stories from our big project. So please have patience, and we'll meet you sometime later this year to give you bigger picture. So yes, next please. So first thing first, we need to know the agenda to this presentation. Professor Rasha, next slide, please. No. Yeah, so no, I'll start with opening remarks, followed by our operational definition, then a little brief of our project, and then the research context, followed by findings, recommendation, and of course, I'll be very much willing to hear your feedback. Okay, so let's talk about our project first. So this is Bridging Gaps and Scaling Up, a school readiness program for child parent teacher tried in Bangladesh, Nepal, and Tanzania. We have started this project early this year. So, we are still implementing this. So, not many things we have completed already, as I was telling earlier. So overall, our mission of this project is to generate knowledge and evidence on how to scale an inclusive school readiness program that can combine child, parent, teacher. And our founder, we are grateful that Global Partnership for Education, Knowledge and Innovation Exchange, a joint endeavor with the International Development Research Center, Canada. So yes, to us, sensitization is like activities that we do to increase our awareness and understanding, so that promotion of inclusion happens and challenges associated to stigmas are addressed. And why it is important? Sensitization can help combating discrimination, removing barriers, and also can support in creating friendly environments for societal participation and to have improved attitudes across societies. And in this presentation, we will be only touching upon what are the disability sensitization campaigns we are delivering in Bangladesh under this education project. And we'll try to focus on the strategies and methodologies we followed and some preliminary results that we have done to that for today's presentation. Next. So we want to give a snapshot of our activities first. Intervention of the project at community level. We wanted to mobilize the communities because we thought like if we can engage the communities through organized AR meetings and informal gatherings, that can motivate collective action and ultimately can result in supporting disability inclusion. Then we wanted to prioritize families because families are important, and if we can hold frequent meetings, discussions with families, visiting their households, that can promote different understanding and that can address their individual concerns. Also, we wanted to buy in their trust so that change happens with our collective effort. And also we wanted to associate with the local elites, leaders, because we thought like school management committee members, representatives from local government institutes, they can help in strengthening the movement, and the sensitization efforts can get momentum if we can onboard them. Yes, thank you. So at school-wide sensitization activities, we firstly identified unenrolled children. So we wanted to collect who are the children with or without disabilities in the age between 4 and 8 are not enrolled yet. So we wanted to get in touch with them so that we can offer targeted sensitization efforts and make sure they're enrolled to the schools. And then parallelly, we were influencing the teachers and their administrators because they are the decision makers. With our frequent meetings and sharing, we wanted to buy in their willingness and wanted to confirm that they are supporting enrollment of children with disabilities, and also they are supporting for development of inclusive classroom practices. And also we have distributed communication materials, leaflets, posters, and other informal announcements. We distributed those to households and public places because we wanted to make things visible and promote awareness about disability inclusion. Also, that helped as reminder for the enrollment of children. Next, please. So yes, this is our very first, other than the baseline data we are collecting for other purposes, this is the first initiative from our end, from the research and evaluation side. So we wanted to check whether the disability sensitization campaign that we are doing is having any beneficial effect on children with disabilities, their families, societies, and schools themselves. And we wanted to understand what are the difficulties that our program staffs are experiencing in terms of offering the sensitization related problems related to resources used and processes followed. And finally, we really want to take note of the best course of action that we can follow for remaining months of the project intervention so that sensitization activities can go forward as per plan. So the research context, we are only running this project in 2 districts out of 64 districts of the country, and out of these 2 districts, 48 schools chosen as intervention and control schools, but we are offering sensitization for all on intervention and control schools. So this time we only wanted to discuss interview with our program staffs, 12 program staffs from these 2 districts who were directly involved with disability sensitization campaigns. They were chosen as our research participant for this case, and we interviewed them through open-ended questions, and because we wanted to capture as detailed reflections as we can get from them. Yes, next please. So I'm not going much details, but this is the interview guide we used that consists of 10 questions. Yes, next please. Yes, findings. So, our program staff, the respondents of this study primarily identified existing stigma and misconceptions that they found in these societies. So they referred like there were parental hesitations. So many parents were not really sure what education can bring what benefit education can bring for children with disabilities, because the socially rooted lack of awareness made them think otherwise. They are not sure about the potential of the children, and there were associated societal burden. I mean, society itself can create several burdens for children with disabilities that can lead to concealment and limited opportunities, because the parents themselves are part of the society, and society and fellow members, they help making decisions, positive or negatively. And regarding age, there were misconceptions like those who are under 5, they should not be admitted to preschools, and if it is considered for children with disabilities, probably they thought like they need more time to get ready. So those are the problems they initially were experiencing with, and what changes they are seeing. Next, please. So yes, they said as turning point. So the sensitization campaigns helped teachers become more enthusiastic about enrolling children with disabilities, and societies also started feeling telling like, yes, children with disabilities have potential too, and they are no longer considered as a burden as such. And in terms of parental perspective, so families are also seeing hopes and aspirations and embracing education as a pathway. And there's definitely I started feeling like it is education that can help children being self-reliant and empowered. Next, please. So what? No, the previous one. You are going fast. Allow me some few minutes. Yes. So yes, impact on school authorities. So inclusion uh, was the main idea, of course. But in terms of recognition of inclusion idea, we are seeing like teachers and school authorities started recognizing this. We are talking then over and over through several mechanisms, and we feel like, the program staff felt like teachers started feeling the importance. Not only feeling importance, they are also prioritizing inclusion. How? Because school authorities and officials began, prioritizing this, and we are offering these educational programs through the mainstream education system through government primary schools. So we are not NGO entities. ICDDLV is an international research center, and we always collaborate with government setups, and we want to scale it up. So buying in their positive feedbacks and support systems from the officials and education officials and school administrators. This is very encouraging for us to see. Next, please. Of course, family school interaction is something very promising. Of course, we can claim at this point, because we are seeing like there are improved communication, collaborative partnerships, and cooperative relationships. In terms of improved communication, we see like parents are becoming proactive. They are going to schools. They are getting close to the school, challenges, difficulties as well, and they are also checking how their children are progressing, because we have concluded this data collection mid of June this year. By now, many of them started the school and they are continuing. So in terms of partnerships, this is very important. This is a collective game. If parents cannot help teachers and vice versa, there will be negative impact. So we are seeing like they started like working together, and then of course the supportive relationship we are seeing that is strengthened, which is allowing all out support that the children need from school and families. So there is clarity of communication and collaboration, so that is resulting positive impact for school enrollment and retention. Next, please. Next. Yes, so the path forward, I will read out from two quotations. This is taken from the program staff's interview. The biggest change as a result of the sensitization campaign has been in the attitude. Earlier, many teachers were reluctant to admit children with disabilities. They thought that it might disrupt the teaching of other students. But now, through the campaign activities, their attitude has changed. Many teachers are now expressing interest in admitting children with disabilities themselves. Another one, the campaign has increased the morale of parents to take their children with disabilities to school. Those who were previously hesitant to talk to teachers or school authorities about the admission of their children are now willingly going to school to check progress and support needs. Next, please. So there are some practical challenges in the field as well. So the communication materials that we use, there are issues with that. So the heavy laminated posters are difficult to really paste on different places that initially we wanted to see them. So that questioned the durability, and of course that impacted campaign effectiveness. If we distributed hundreds of thousands of those, but some of them, many of them destroyed within very short time that we did not really want to see. And of course, to manage these mistakes, we tried a couple of things which took increased time and labor and impacted other activities of the project. So, and there are other geographical and other practicalities that we did not want to explain here because that we cannot control. But at programmatic aspect, we have many things that we should not be repeating in future projects and activities. So next, please. So there are misunderstanding and also in terms of terminology that we used. So the communities, many of them, are not happy that we are using the term disability itself. I mean, in our brochures, posters, we repetitively use this term disability because as per the law of the land, we cannot, use any other word like special needs or so. And then we wanted to really galvanize the feeling like disability is not something bad. I mean, we have to welcome it, accept it. So we use this, but they did not take it positively. Because of the societal and stigma, bullying stuffs that we understand, but we don't know. We really wanted to see people are accepting disability as a term, and of course the people themselves, and that disability terms, also caused disinterest for many parents because they saw like we are only concerned about children with disabilities, not children or not about their children. So they lost motivation at some point. And I think, of course, we are interested in disability inclusive education, but not like we are only concerned about children with disabilities. We want everyone to come and study together. Next, please.
We need to finish in 1 minute. Can we finish in 1 or 2 minutes?
Yes, I can if you want me to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, so in terms of a few recommendations, of course, we need to continue the family support through regular counseling and collaborative partnership, important, particularly keeping the fathers, the key decision makers in the loop, so and address their concerns and strengthen their participation. And of course, the emerging positive relationships that we are seeing that needs to be sustained through project initiatives. Next, please. Next. Yes, so these are coming up from the respondents' feedback, though this is not necessarily related to the sensitization activity, but of course, as you understand, there are issues like ramps and assistive devices. Safe and respectful environment can really build the confidence of parents so that they can send and be happy with. And of course, teacher training, that is very important. And we are already developing curriculum for the teachers. The government is endorsing this, and we will roll out the teacher training program the following week. So limitations, of course, this is very much self-reported data, and that may potentially bias the response, and of course may not be accurate reflection at some times. And of course, limited scope, only few participants give their opinion, and that conclusion cannot be used for same context probably. And of course, there are data incompleteness like observations by the researchers and third-party perspectives are not really included in this data collection, who is definitely contaminated our efforts. Next, please. So in future research, we really want to broaden the scope, observations and third-party perspectives for improved findings, and of course expand the respondents like geographical reach to enhance generalizability and applicability in other sectors. So next, please. That's finished from my end. Of course, I'm happy to have more questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Utpal Mullik. Wonderful presentation. And now we know about this beautiful and very effective campaign project. And this is important for us because we know that in our country, though we are really, really going up in terms of admitting students in the school, retaining them, but some of the children are really lagging behind, and one group is students with disability. And when you were talking about like special need children, actually special need children, it's a more broad term, and it can include almost me also, like with the heavy power of glasses. I also have a special need, but students with disability is a different group and they are really vulnerable. So I think first of all, I thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. And there is one clarifying question someone was asking, whether it is on primary level or is it pre-primary?
Of course, pre-primary. We have 2 years pre-primary now in couple of
Some of the.
districts, but
Mhm.
we are only focusing the 1 year existing pre-primary level.
Okay, so it's pre-primary level.
Right.
Okay, so there is another question. What were campaign activities which motivated teachers and parents?
So, our field staffs themselves are the, change agent. Okay. Their time and their deliberations, along with the education and communication materials that we provided them. And not only just distributing, they spend a lot of time discussing and really convincing them, like, why they are in their locations, in their premises, and what what change the schools can make if they start enrolling their children who can join with their age level peers. Okay, so primarily parents thought like, no, they need time, and they never thought like the children with disabilities can enroll with the regular school systems. Okay, so convincing them, and parents are convinced, teachers are not. Then our staffs move to the schools one by one, case by case. They influence them, and over and over persuasion resulted positively. And we are not exhausted yet. We are continuing our efforts so that more children get enrolled, even half of the academic year passed. Thank you.
Okay, so we have other questions. So one question that we see is that how many schools you will work, for this project? This is one question.
So 2 districts, 48 schools, 24 in each district, 12 in each district as intervention and 12 as control. But
Okay.
we have sensitized all 48 communities.
Okay, then maybe when we start, then what will be your intervention? It's different, right?
So yes, we are not advocacy or awareness raising project. We are plus advocacy plus project. So our main intervention
Okay.
is building capacities of the master trainers, teachers, and then also supporting the parents in parenting. So that we are building 2 separate, unique, disability inclusive teacher training manual and parent training manual. So
Okay.
that will be delivered, and based on the added understanding and thought process, they will change their teaching learning and of course the way they upbring their children.
Okay. So our great Nasreen has a great question again. Nasreen from Bangladesh. Her question is, how can local governments and development partners be held accountable for upholding disability rights in schools infrastructure, planning, and implementation? So this is from Nasreen.
Yes.
How
Yes.
involvement of local government and development partners?
Yes, I know Miss Nasrin for years now, and she's very passionate. Yes, we need to really collaborate with the existing government system. Okay, so there are local committees which are not active the way government wanted them to see. So we need to work with them, and of course, parents themselves can make the teachers accountable. Of course, maybe parents of children with disabilities can form their own forums, associations, and organizations of persons with disabilities are also there in many places. So they can really put pressure on government setups and can act as, like social mapping type of things can be employed there.
Okay.
Yes.
And she actually asked about development partners and
Yes, yes, yes.
how can
No.
actually we work all together. And also
Yes.
to add with that, Nasimapa from Bangladesh, she actually asked another question, why if we can see that in the chat box, there are some non-government schools also, why
Yes.
not take them who are actually working with the students with disability?
We very much recognize the contribution of the non-government actors, but because of the mandate to our donors, we really wanted to work along with the government setups. Okay, we cannot bring new schools, new setups, but we can really help them strengthen the existing ones. Okay, that was our clear-cut goals and mandate. And of course, we really want many non-government actors also bloom, and we
Maybe
look forward to
later
collaborating with them.
maybe later when you have the knowledge created, then
Yes,
maybe
yes,
that can be used by all of us actually, and that
yes,
dissemination scaling up can not only be within the government schools, but that can then be within other schools also later when this when this project is over, then it's not over actually, then
sure.
there are the implications, and you will try to have it sustainable, and obviously then these other agencies can really, entities
Of
can
course.
really work
Yes, of
with
course.
you all. Yeah.
Of course. So, Madam, the wisdom you shared in your classroom, we are trying to get use of those knowledge. And of course, this is not easy, okay? But we are hopeful. Very small project. We will be completing our intervention by end of this year. So
Wonderful.
we very know that we cannot do many things, but we will continue collaborating with others. And of course, we will reach out to you for further support. Thank you.
Wonderful. So is there any other question? You can raise your hand or you can write in the chat box. It can be about this project or about the other project that we started with, the social inclusion one. Any project, any question, or you can share your idea from experience of your own country, how students with disabilities are getting access included, participation is ensured.
So you didn't ask me, right?
Oh, no, I was just asking whether if anyone has any question or anything they want to share, because there are participants from different countries joined today. So if, if they have anything to share, okay. Lubna Shiraji, she said schools need ramps. Yes, wheelchair, special furniture. Who can provide for that?
Right.
Utpal.
Yes. Yes. So by now, we are seeing the government has changed their school infrastructure to larger extent. Uh, but of course, we are a resource poor setup. Okay. So I mean, we have to make use of the facilities that we have. Uh, World Bank is supporting through our primary education development programs. We are seeing lots of changes, but yes, of course, we have some policy issues like distribution of those assistive devices and materials is the responsibility of the Ministry of Social Welfare. But um, we are talking about Ministry of Primary and Mass Education. So there are issues of business allocation and resources that individual ministries are getting and how they are executing those. So I think idea-wise, disability inclusion is not that old here. Ideas are coming up, and individual actors are really trying to do whatever they can do in their own capacities. But as a state, they can do many things if they want to. But as non-government actors, we are putting our efforts to make them understand that within the limited budget they have, they can do even something more. That I can tell at this moment.
And Nasimapa added that most of the schools now have those facilities like ramps and others. So it's good. We are
But
improving,
the
but
problem is
yeah.
those
Please.
are not properly used, or the kind of local kind of contractors who build the building maybe made some changes and probably
Mm-hmm.
thought of
Mm-hmm.
their own benefits other way. Okay, so building is okay, but the path, roads, connectivity, other stuff, is not okay for wheelchairs to move on. Okay, so there are issues. Under the pressure of the donors, we are building these buildings, but we are not really catering other issues, waiting for new donors to come and do from their end. So it's a problem.
Exactly. Sometimes they are ramps are really good. It's even appropriate and it's working. But then I found that they have to come through the road, which is very narrow and it's so bumpy. And it's like the roads, I would say streets of Bangladesh, muddy and stuff. So it's not possible for any person with disability to have the wheelchair run there in that street and come to the up to the school. After he or she comes to the school, then he or she can go up, use the ramp. But there are local solutions. Sometimes we find that class 5 students, they are having class in like 3 or like I would say like 4-storied building, and there is no elevator or lift. And then the students gave solutions like, okay, we will have class in the downstairs. Maybe not this year. We will not have class in 3rd floor. So there are some local solutions, and obviously government is trying a lot. So if we all try, maybe it will help. Each year, Ministry of Social sent a budget for device. Yes, that's true. In our project, we have developed a referral pathway and also stakeholders, those who can support the assistive devices and also other services in the district levels. We are trying to connect them. Okay, wonderful. Awal Bhai from ICDDRB, he actually replied. So any other questions, comments? We had a wonderful discussion.
I think I might take over from here. I would like to thank very much Professor Sumaira Ahsan for planning jointly for this wonderful Knowledge Cafe session. And I'm also grateful for the KIX research presentations from I would classify them very practical, very close to the community, feeling for the worries of the families and the students, and looking for non-conventional solutions for everlasting problems. So and it shows that people really care. That really people are looking for genuine solutions. They care about the students. They want to provide a better opportunity for those who cannot get access to this better opportunity. And this is why this is really a very special Knowledge Cafe session, being serious with some drinks, but having serious discussions, serious talks, serious goals that we all shared. And I'm very happy that you could share with the other countries in the Samena Sub-Region, South Asia, Middle East, and North Africa. And I would invite everyone who would need to communicate with the projects is to start collaboration and start the bridges of communication. And maybe someone in Tunisia or Egypt or Yemen or Sudan or Lebanon or Sri Lanka or any other, or Pakistan or any other parts of the Samena region would find that there's an opportunity to have an outreach and expansion of the project beyond the boundaries of Bangladesh. And this is the beauty of our community, is that we learn from each other and we exchange the ideas, and we exchange the experience and the expertise and so on. And of course, KIX EMAP Hub would always be happy to support your collaboration and discussions, and even presentation in conferences. We can partner with the conferences that you organize. So please let us know if you need us to be your partners. Nazmul Hussein and Malik, Itbal Malik, you've done a wonderful job, and Sumaira as lively and as engaging as always, and with her like beautiful voice and right type of questions that would engage all the audience. I thank you very much. A big thank you for the Flag of Bangladesh for their contribution today. And I would like to invite other participants today is to contribute to the next session. Our next session is going to be on Thursday, the 11th of September, 2025. And maybe we can learn more about Egypt or learn more about Tunisia or Pakistan. So let us know what you can contribute to the Knowledge Cafe and how to open up the window for further discussions and for further exchange, that's the X of the KIX. KIX is knowledge, innovation, and exchange. And this is the X of the exchange. So thank you very much. I think that wraps up today's Knowledge Cafe session. Thank you for those who asked, and thank you for those who presented. And we look forward to seeing you all in our next Knowledge Cafe session.